All right, you guys, now the last thing we're gonna do is put a brand new engine in an old engine bay. So today, not only am I gonna do a complete cleaning, but also a bit of a restoration. If I find anything in there that needs to be protected from further rust corrosion or something like that, I'm gonna take care of it now. So hopefully by the end of the day, I don't know, it's a pretty big job, but hopefully by the end of the day, this thing looks absolutely clean and it's ready to accept that new engine. But I got a bunch of stuff, did my research. I think I have everything I need, and hopefully I can stay out of these guys' ways. They've been great. They're allowing me to come down here into their shop and do the engine bay. The deal is I have to stay out of their way. I can't be borrowing tools or anything like that. All right, so there's a lot of work to do. Let's get to it.
Block and the head together, new water pump, all the stuff, all the seals and gaskets, things like that, and lower pressure sensor, and then put the cam zone, make sure everything's timed correctly as far as the two cams go, and also the chain and crank here, and torque that stuff down. And now we're just putting accessories on the side.
All right, I spent the better part of the morning pulling all the components out. I pulled out the air box, I pulled the headlights off and large components. I'm not going as far as the brake master cylinder or anything like that. I'm gonna work around that. I'll get in there and I'll clean it really well. Anything that I pulled out, I labeled. That includes all the bolts. I labeled all the bolts to make sure that we know exactly where they go back. If they get misplaced or put in a different spot, we'll know where they go. And now it's just a matter of getting in there with some elbow grease. If there's anything in there that I see that needs protection from corrosion, or maybe after 20 years it's quite corroded, I'm going to get in there and go ahead and treat it so that it's protected from corrosion. Basically, we want everything that I can gain access to now to last another 250,000 miles, just like the engine. But now it's just time to get in there with some purple power and do some cleaning. All right, I've done a pretty good job on the front here. It is clean. Now it's time to jump in and handle the engine bay.
Cleaning,
What's
please.
That?
Cleaning.
The wiring harness?
Yeah.
That's hard. I don't want to clean the wiring harness.
Hey, they're gonna clean itself.
day 2. We're about 10 hours in, but I got a good rhythm going, good momentum, painted and cleaned, reinstalled the major components, and got about halfway through. Today, I'm just going to continue going around. This is the more difficult side. There's just more going on over here. It's going to take a little longer, but got a good rhythm, and pretty sure we'll be able to get this done today. Now, elbow grease. Okay, Cam, so you've had this engine for a little while now, and holy cow, it's looking
it's ready
just about done.
Yeah, it's pretty much ready to go back in the car. Yeah.
All right, you want to tell me anything about it? Like, what'd you guys do? What did we replace? Of course, we started with the new short block.
Yeah, we started with a new short block. We spun in, make sure everything was still spinning after how many years it's at a dealer. We went with new gears, new chain, new tensioner, new guides. So on the inner part of the motor on the front, that all got replaced. And then after that, it just kind of, after everything is torqued and ensured it was time, we started going with the accessories around it. So
right on. And I noticed, one of the things I noticed, which is great, is your default was any question, replace it.
Yes.
Yeah. So we didn't know, like, just for example, this is one small example, but that was throughout the whole philosophy. But one small example was alternator.
So yeah, the one that you had on there, I have no record of it, like, we don't know how long it's been there. Plus, it actually had the Denso and Toyota stamp like still in it. Yep. Which usually is, I don't know if it was the original one, but it's definitely been there a long time, because all the reman ones now are still Denso remans, but they won't have Toyota stamped on them. But like you said, anything that was questionable, replaced.
Well, man, it's gorgeous, and I spent a fair amount of time. We didn't want to put this new thing in an old engine bay. Yeah. Now we got the engine bay ready to take the new engine. Mm-hmm. And the next time you work on it, it will be cleaner.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Of course.
You don't have to use gloves.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, it's clean now. I'm going to drive it just like I always have. And so we're going to go out and get it dirty right away and use it.
But it is just nice to have a new engine, clean engine, new harness, like, clean harness, clean connectors. Yep. You can see everything really well. It just makes things last longer when they're clean like this. So.
And we've got our new pesky heater hose there with an upgraded.
It's like the one big blue thing that you can see in the back. But yeah, it looks good, and it's ready to be dropped in. So.
Right on. All right, we're gonna call that done. So it's 2 days, represents probably 15, 16 hours of work. But now we have a clean engine bay ready to accept the new engine that Cam put together. A couple of tips here, maybe 3. One, the overall job is daunting when you start going to detail an engine bay with this level of completeness, when you really want to make it clean. The job is large, so focus on a 6x6 square area and move around, and pretty soon you've made a big impact. But just focus on a small area, get that clean, and move on. That's just a little bit of motivational advice. Second thing Label everything when you put it in bags because you want to know exactly which bolt goes where. If you have to take things apart, you want to know exactly where it goes back. So put them in Ziploc bags. I didn't want to go back to the store, so on the cleaning supplies, I got plenty. And I actually have some stuff left over, but it's better than stopping the job in the middle and having to go to the store. And let's see, finally, everything in here is black. And one thing I learned, extremely frustrating to put something down without remembering where you put it because it's very hard to find in the engine bay. So just make a mental note when you put things down, exactly where it is so you can pick it back up again. I know, but over 16 hours of work, it makes a difference. Might seem obvious, but hey, now we're all ready. Thanks to Top Shop Auto for letting me come in here and detail out this engine bay while Cam finished up the build on the engine. Very much appreciated. If you guys happen to be in the San Francisco Bay Area, I'll have links in the details. Give Top Shop Auto a call, and it's very much appreciated. They let me come in here and do this work. Now we're ready to get that engine in and get the 80 back out there on the trail. Now, hey, this is clean. So how am I going to treat it as soon as this is all done? Exactly how I treated it before it came into the shop to get a new engine. I know I just cleaned this engine bay. We got a brand new engine, but I'm looking forward to getting it out there and getting it dirty. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Hope to see you on the trail.